Hello and welcome to Agents of Field. It's a new year, we've got bulbs growing, it's grey, it's cold, the garden's looking a little shabby, but it's okay. That's the way things should be. I know right now across Instagram and Twitter, various accounts are telling you to sow your seeds, to plant up your plugs, to get out there and grow, grow, grow. Let me tell you something, there is no rush. Just enjoy the garden for the next few weeks. Drop your lists, create your plans, think about what you want to grow this season. You've got plenty of time. It's a low winter sun, so if you're going to be sowing and you don't have a good heat source, a good light source, then your plants will get leggy. So, like I keep saying, hold your horses, you've got plenty of time. However, there are jobs you can be doing. In fact, here's a few of mine. Here's my first job of the day, and that's to cut back my asparagus ferns. As you can see, they've blackened, they've withered in the winter weather, so now's the ideal time to do this. And what I need to do is cut them back to about 2-3 centimetres above the soil line, tidy up the bed, and then give those asparagus crowns a good mulch. And that mulch will both protect them and feed them into spring and summer. Unfortunately, this summer I won't be able to take very many spears because the crowns were only planted 2 years ago. So I'll have to repeat this process this time next year, and then hopefully next year I'll be able to enjoy my asparagus. So that is the last of the asparagus. But before I give this bed a tidy up and a good mulch, let me show you something else. So in the bed behind me, I've got 2 gooseberries and 4 rhubarb crowns. Now, when there's only 2 of you, 4 crowns of rhubarb is a lot of rhubarb. It's too much rhubarb. So this year, I'm going to dig out a couple of crowns and give them away to friends. 1 crown I'll leave to grow on as per normal, and then with the 4th crown, I'm going to force it. If you look closely, you can just see the fresh stalks starting to peek through. And that is the ideal time to put a forcer over the top, like so. Forcing rhubarb couldn't be easier. All I've done here is stop the light from reaching the crown. So what will happen in the next few weeks, those young stalks will be growing up looking for a light source. And then in about 7, maybe 8 weeks time, take this away, and what you'll have is fresh, tender, sweet rhubarb. Couldn't be easier. Now, who doesn't like rhubarb? Chillies. Our chillies are still going. We're into January and we're still eating them. Granted, a few of them are looking a little worse for wear, but we can still eat these. And I don't think I've ever had chillies last this long. And what I'm going to do this year, and I've seen other gardeners do it, is when these plants are done, I'm not going to put them on the compost heap. What I'm going to do is simply cut them back, give them a bit of a mulch, a bit of a water, and see if they regrow. And like I said, I've seen gardeners do this, so fingers crossed it'll work for me. And hopefully a bit later on this year, I'll have fresh, young chilli plants. But we will see. Another job you can be doing right now is pruning. Winter's a time of dormancy for many fruit trees and shrubs, so think about pruning fruit. We're talking gooseberries, red currants, black currants, and of course your apple and pear trees. But do avoid any stone fruit, things like cherries, plums, peaches and nectarines, because by giving them an open wound, you are inviting silver leaf disease, and no one wants that. Right, let's get started. For this, I use my secateurs, extended secateurs and loppers. Also, I make sure the blades are both clean and sharp before use. In the main garden, we've got 3 established trees. We've got the apple, cherry, and then by the kitchen garden we've got a pear. When we first moved here, I'll be honest, these three main trees were a mess. It took a lot of pruning for the first couple of years, and then last year we had fruit, we had a lot of fruit, so the pruning works. And with the apple tree, what I was trying to achieve is like a brandy glass look. And the reason for that is it lets a good supply of airflow pass through. And someone once said to me, you know a good sign of a pruned tree is if you can take your cap and throw it through the tree. And if it doesn't touch any of the branches, you've got a winner. I don't know. With our pear tree, you're looking for a slightly different shape. You're looking at more of a wine glass. And again, that's all down to good pruning, and it allows a good air supply to pass through. So if you can't remember how to prune, think booze. Pruning for me this year is nice and easy. All I'm looking to do is some simple pruning to keep the tree looking tidy and productive. So what I'm looking for is last year's growth, which is from here to here, and all I want to do is reduce that by a third. When I make the cut, I do it above a bud that's facing outwards. Also, I cut it on an angle. That way moisture doesn't rest on the open wound and cause possible infection. Okay, that's one branch down, just rest of the tree to do. Well, that's about it for me. Thank you for watching. Keep gardening, keep warm, and I will see you next month. Bye-bye.